Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. Name is Chuck. I like to make videos about investing in Pokemon. I like to collect Pokemon, and I like to look at boxes and you know, struggle to figure out where to put them in my house. It's getting harder by the day. First things first, guys. Thank you so much for watching my last video and the ones before that. I really appreciate it. I'm a little bit overwhelmed, to be honest, because not that I'm like some big fish or anything, far from it, but I feel the need to be responsible with the things that I say. So, first things first, everything I say is speculation in the hobby, based on my own experience, what I see, and I hope there are some useful things for all of the new investors who come in to have some type of tool set, some type of framework of thinking about how to approach this space. The goal is not to just FOMO into every single set, and because everything goes up over time, you're good. The goal is to have the maximum ROI while enjoying the hobby. So just want to put that out there first and foremost. But again, like, it wouldn't be possible without you guys watching. So I've had so much fun reading your comments, getting your feedback, making the videos. I'm just kind of plugging things around, giving my thoughts in my bedroom with my updated background. See the chilling rain box? Pretty crazy. We're moving up. Seriously, thank you. I really appreciate it. All right. Let's get into today's video. Today, we're just going to be talking about Sword and Shield. Yes, Sword and Shield. I know everybody's talking about Destined Rivals and the market crashing. By the way, did you have fun yesterday? Were you able to get any product and open it? Some people were. I was lucky enough to have gotten a few pre-orders on Walmart, and they didn't cancel, thankfully. So that's coming hopefully tomorrow. On a Sunday afternoon or something. Gonna do a little opening, little Destined Rivals market update, little review, see what's going on there, and see if we can't pull hopefully anything. Yeah, so Sword and Shield. Now, for those that don't know, Sword and Shield is where really I got involved into the hobby. I started in 2020 and thought at the time that Vivid Voltage was like the sickest set ever. It had the Pikachu on the box, right? The Chonkachu. If you know, you know. It's funny where we are now, but really the back half of Sword and Shield is kind of what propelled this hobby, in my opinion, with sets like Evolving Skies and Brilliant Stars and Lost Origin, giving us, in my opinion, the best set of art in all of Pokemon. I think Sword and Shield has the best art in all of Pokemon, especially with Evolving Skies being where it is. So I want to give my thoughts as to, like, if it's investable. The answer is yes, obviously, but what am I looking at when I'm looking at booster boxes? Because I'm still wanting to purchase a lot of these. They're getting up there in age. We just got on Pokemon Center the 2-pack like Tornadus, Landorus blisters. Everybody thought it was going to be Vivid and Fusion, because that's what the image was on the website. They're both double Fusion. 3.5 years later, here we are getting some fresh Fusion Strike. So just goes to show that the same can be applied to Scarlet and Violet. Now they're not printing booster boxes, but ancillary products, booster boxes are king. Worth noting. Let's begin. Let's go set by set for the ones that I care about. I'm omitting the rest because, transparently, I don't really care about those. I don't want to put my money in them. They're not going to perform as well. They haven't performed as well. They're not going to perform as well long term. I think Battle Styles is decent considering the cost of the box. I don't think it's that great of a set. But the set value isn't. It's kind of bad. But the booster box is relatively cheap. It's got the Tyranitar. It's all right. Vivid Voltage, Chonkachu, Rainbow card, not that great. Darkness Ablaze, you get the Charizard VMAX. Who cares? We did at the time, not anymore. Rebel Clash and base. The Marnie is okay, and Sword and Shield base, Rebel Clash, whatever. So I'm omitting those sets. So for the purposes of today's video, we're going to be looking at each set here. So to begin, Silver Tempest. Did you know that Silver Tempest is only 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost 5 months older than SV base. That's crazy to me. I think Crown Zenith is only is 2 months younger, or 2 months older than SV base, which is just, it's wild that these sets are starting to get up there in age, because it feels like they just came out yesterday and then nobody wanted them, and then only people have been talking about them like since this boom happened a few months ago. It's really interesting. But yeah, Silver Tempest, I think, is a really solid set. I think it is somewhat undervalued. I think all of these sets are somewhat undervalued long term. Now they've all seen a recent run up in the past, the past month or so, so worth noting. This was more true before then, but I still think it's true. You have the Lugia, one of the best chase cards of the era. It's absolutely stunning. It looks even better in person. I've seen a few at card shows. Obviously, I've never pulled it. This is a card that I'm going to want at some point. I thought about buying it at like $110 last year. Here we are now. Crazy. Decent like gallery. You got the Rayquaza. I pulled this Blaziken, which I actually really like. And, really beyond that, there's not a whole lot to write home about. That's kind of that's always been the thing about this set, right? It's basically Lugia and that's it. Now, I mean, these would be cool to pull. But then again, the pull rates are crazy, right? So yeah, Silver Tempest is good. Set value ratio 2.55 right now, booster box versus set value. 2.5 years old. I rated it at 10 out of 20 possible points. So I think the set value is not that great. Desirable cards. The Lugia really carries it. People aren't really like that crazy about Silver Tempest generally. Maybe they are. It's not how I feel. It's kind of old, 2.5 years old. It's getting to that point, right? Over 2 years. That's what we always say in the hobby, for better or for worse. And I think there is some demand. I mean, it's Sword and Shield, and it's a pretty good set. It's going to have some demand. Not a ton of supply. I mean, there was a decent amount of supply. It only sold out on Pokemon Center last year, but so I gave it a 10. I think it's slightly better than Astral Radiance in terms of value right now, because it's $50 cheaper, but we'll get into that. Lost Origin, man, I'm a little conflicted about Lost Origin. I mean, the box is cool. I'm looking at it right now. Giratina is incredible. Shinji's the GOAT. Just banger after banger is what he makes. So excited. Giratina, this card's incredible, obviously. It's held a lot of value. Now, a lot of Sword and Shield cards have dropped recently, which is to be expected over time, which is why I don't really preach investing in singles, because they're so much more volatile and the scarcity comes into play. There's only going to be more of these in the future. The Giratina is incredible. The Aerodactyl is one of my personal favorites. I love this card. I love like the prehistoric kind of theme. You got the Tropiuses on the ground. I like cards with a lot of different Pokemon. And, the Volcano's sick. This card's awesome. You got the Pikachu gallery, right? Beyond that, like, there's not a ton to write home about. This Charizard's nice. It's a cutesy card. The Gengar's pretty solid, but this guy's, what does he do? Oh, he's blowing fire. I thought he had like a hookah or something. That'd be crazy. Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot after that. It's really boom or bust, right? And that's tends to be the case with a lot of Sword and Shield sets. I think it's pretty good at $541. Let me again preface this whole idea by saying that I think all of these are decent investments. For sure. Sword and Shield is not in print anymore as far as booster boxes go. They're only going to do well over time. I think Lost Origin's a top 3 set. So I think it's really good. I think it's really strong. I gave it a 14 on my score out of 20 possible points, which I think is fair. It's got some desirable chase cards. Even though it's boom or bust, set value is definitely higher than something like Silver Tempest. And there's a lot of demand. There was a decent amount of supply. Demand ate it up. Here we are, right? But it's still being printed in collection boxes sometimes. Same with really all of these sets at this point. So I think Lost Origin is really good, but again, at 541, It's definitely higher than the others, and I think it's justified. I do think it's justified. I think it's a head above something like Astral and Silver, no doubt about it. What's next? Astral Radiance. One of my personal favorites. The Machamp is cool. This Palkia, bro, man, I love this card. I need to get it. I want to end a PSA 10. It's just like more expensive than I went. I don't want to pay $200 for it, but this card is so good, dude. It's so good. I love the art style. The Dialga is pretty nice too. The Beedrill had like that weird hype around it at that one time, if you remember. You got the Misty and the Starmie, which is nice. Cynthia's Garchomp. Beyond that, again, common theme with Sword and Shield, but yeah, it's a good set. It's got a nice kind of top line of really good arts, really good chase cards, right? Nothing too crazy though. You don't have the Lugia, for instance. So it is missing like that really dynamic, like super desirable chase card, like the Giratina. But it's really strong. People consider it kind of a dark horse. And with the recent pop, they're not really wrong. And I don't totally disagree. It is funny that, I was like in Kroger, like a local grocery store, and like single sleeve packs were like on the shelves for like literally 9 months straight, not even touched. I do rate this slightly above Silver Tempest. It gets the edge on desirable cards, in my opinion. Again, my opinion. It is reflected a little bit in the set value being about $109 more. So it gets an edge on Silver. No, I gave it the same. That's fair. Same tier. A little bit better in desirable. Same age, pretty much. It's a half a year older. What difference does it really make once you get to this stage? Great set. Really love it. Let's move on. Brilliant Stars. Man, I remember when this set came out, people loved Brilliant Stars. Don't ever forget. People loved this set. Of course, it got printed into oblivion. But they're justified. This is a fantastic set. And currently, I think of the four that we've looked at, it technically has the best value from a set value to booster box ratio, which is pretty interesting. I ranked it at 13, which is pretty strong. It's basically kind of the similar criteria to Lost Origin, but a little bit worse in some regards. The chase card isn't as strong. The Charizard's a great card. The action style with the Venusaur is really cool. It's a fantastic chase card. And don't forget, Charizard is still the king. Charizard will never go out of favor. You got the Umbreon, gallery cards, really cool. The Arceus is so sick. I like this Mimikyu a good bit. It's like kind of weird. And yeah, I mean, some decent arts, like nothing too crazy. Nobody really cares beyond, again, the main hits. But it's a little bit deeper than the others, so I think the set value and where the box price is at is pretty efficiently priced as well as the other boxes. With I think Lost Origin being just maybe slightly overvalued, but I don't know. I think Brilliant's a great buy. It saw a big jump recently, and people are starting to remember that this is one of the best sets for sure. So, alrighty, moving on. Fusion Strike, man, what a card this Gengar is. I'll never forget the first time I saw this when they released it, which is funny because nobody wanted Fusion Strike at the time. It's funny how these things change, right? Now everybody wants Fusion Strike. We can't get enough. Of course, I had the scandal with the all the chase cards getting stolen, and that was crazy, but recovered. This card is iconic. It's my personal favorite card of Sword and Shield. Maybe ever? Dare I say it's my favorite card of all time? I should buy it. I should definitely buy it. Sorry if you hear my dog barking. Yeah, man, this set is really fantastic. Super high set value. I give it a 4 out of 5. But it did see a pretty big run up in booster box price recently. It was pushing $900 at one point, which is pretty absurd. It's corrected a little bit. So, just under 800 now. Gave it a 4 on desirable cards. I mean, the Espeon is fantastic. Let me go back. Espeon is really, really good. Really strong chase. You got the Muse. And I love the Celebi. I think that's a fantastic card. It's the Mew set. It's the ghosty Mew set. The Sidekick. The box is pink. It's cool. It's really cool. You got the Mew on the box. I'm staring at mine. And I think this set is gonna do very well long term, and it's the clear number 2 box at this point. It's head and shoulders above the others outside of that. So, yeah, fantastic set. Gave it a 16, which is actually the second highest possible ranking in both eras so far. A big part of that is because it's 3.5 years old. So, as we age too, don't put all of your eggs into the ratio of set value to booster box price. It's like a good indicator for how a set is going to perform. But, look at Obsidian Flames. It's $250. There's going to be other factors that come into play with these sets, right? So just keep that in mind. Fusion Strike is going to continue to see a good ROI going forward. I think it's an exception to this rule, generally speaking. Love the set. Love the Gengar. Can't get enough of it. I mean, is there any other set that's like Evolving Skies? The answer is no. For my money, I think it's the best set of all time. Maybe, Vintage is cool and they're iconic, don't get me wrong. But Evolutions, Rayquaza, Dragonite, with this quality of art, I don't know if we'll ever see anything like it ever again, truthfully. I mean, it's unbelievable. What can I say? Moonbreon, look at the Rayquaza. You got the other Rayquaza, you got the Umbreon, the Leafeon. I mean, look at the card values too. They just don't go down. I love the Dragonite. I'd love to pull any of these. I've opened a decent amount of evolving, couple booster boxes, couple ETBs, loose packs here and there. I have only pulled the Umbreon Rainbow. I have pulled the Dragonite Full Art and the Medicham Alt-Art, bro. Fuck. It's a cool card for Medicham, but it's an Alt-Art. So, it hurts. It hurts. But it's evolving cries, right? That's what they say. Set value is $5,463, almost 4 years after release. I wouldn't be surprised if Evo Sky's booster boxes are like the #1 ROI set for the next few years, truthfully. I think it still has a ton of room to run. This is very clearly going to be $2,000 soon. It almost was. It was like 19. It's going to be probably $3,000 in less than a year once it has its other leg up. I've rated it near perfect. I guess for this criteria, I'm giving a perfect age score of 4 years. It's, it's a little arbitrary, but it's my ranking system, whatever. But yeah, I mean, this set's basically as good as it gets, right? We all want it. Even the pack works, like that yellow and green, it just does something to your brain at this point. Evolving Skies is the GOAT. It's the best. Don't ever forget it. Get your hands on as much Evolving Skies as possible. That's what I would say. And I'll take that to the bank, to the grave, whatever, however you want to say it, right? Chilling Reign is a personal favorite of mine. I have a soft spot for Chilling Reign. I'm a big fan of the set. I love the blue box. And I love Blaziken. I'm a Gen 3 boy. Trico was my first, obviously, but Blaziken's really cool. It's a super colorful card. Really held its value over the years. And, you know, again, pull rates are pretty brutal, but it's the set with the most IRs. And I definitely think it's somewhat undervalued. It has the highest ratio of set value to box price. It's almost 4 years old. And for $428, you can choose between something like this and really like Astral, Brilliant. It's significantly cheaper than Fusion and Lost. I think Fusion's better. I think Lost Origin, and I think it has an edge on Chilling just because of Giratina, but like, dude, Chilling Reign is undervalued. I really believe that. It's undervalued. It's undervalued. Maybe it's held back by like the fact that a lot of the alt arts are like Calyrex, Rapidash. You know, like it's not like the greatest alt art set of all time, but like this Moltres is sick. It's really unique. It's super cool. I love the Blaziken. The Slow King's nice. I'm a huge fan of the Zapdos. I think it's really cool. Big fan of Tornadus and Gen 5 in general. I love like Gen 5 legendaries. I think they're super cool. I'm excited about Black Bolt and White Flare. Hot take, I think Gen 5 is like arguably the best like Pokédex ever. I'm not saying it is, but it could be for my money. Anyway, Tornadus is amazing, and it's pretty deep. You know, you have a lot of potential. You know, it's fun. It's for me, it's pretty fun to open. I think it's really undervalued. 3.87 speaks for itself. I've given it a 15. This was Crown Zenith, I think. But yeah, 15. It's 4. This is about to be bumped up to the same level as Fusion because of my arbitrary scale. But yeah, slightly less desirable cards. Still desirable. Really good set value. Second highest in the era. That's crazy. Nobody really talks about it for real. Ton of supply. Decent amount of demand. I think the demand is kind of where it gets hurt. People are way more likely to like gravitate to something like Lost Origin, Fusion over Chilling. They just have better chase cards, and it holds it back. That's the biggest thing that holds Chilling back, in my opinion. But it's still really strong. I'm comfortable saying it's the third best in the era. So let's rank them officially. Obviously, Evolving is number 1. Just unbelievable set of cards. What else needs to be said? I'm going to say that as far as investable goes, even with this ratio, I still think Fusion is the second best set, and you're going to do quite well long term on it. Now, I think this is where things get interesting. I'm putting Chilling for my money as the third best investable sword and shield set. As far as the good sets go, I think there's a lot of value in it. Maybe I'll be wrong. That's okay. But that's what I think. I'm going to say Lost Origin's number 4, Brilliant number 5. The Giratina is too good to put Brilliant above it. That's my opinion. Brilliant's really strong. It's a close 5. Better overall set probably, but chase card speaks for itself in this instance. And then I'm gonna say Astral's a little bit better than Silver Tempest, just because I think it has more to offer. It has a more eclectic and varied range of cool cards. Silver Tempest is really Lugia or bust, That's kind of what it is, for better or for worse, right? So yeah, let me know what you guys think. This is I think there's still a ton of room to grow in Scarlet and Violet, or I'm sorry, in Sword and Shield. You know, this hobby is really funny. It's kind of like we zig and we zag and we look at things, and people are on this FOMO train for whatever people are talking about, right? You know, we're moving back over to like Destined Rivals and Prismatic, where we were at Sword and Shield like a few weeks ago. We'll probably swing back to Sword and Shield. So if you can start noticing these trends, you can start finding a bit more value in your investments, and you can start, you know, targeting less risky, higher ROI kind of sets, And also just invest in what you like at the end of the day. I don't think too many people are going to agree with my Chilling Reign take. Maybe they will. But I like Chilling Reign and I like investing in it. I like looking at it. I like opening it. I like everything about it. And I'm happy to put it as my personal third favorite. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all there is today. Pretty relatively short one for my videos. I'm sure we'll be making plenty more videos on all of these sets individually. So let me know what you guys think of like my ranking system. I think I'm gonna flesh it out a little bit, maybe add some more criteria, but I'm trying to want to come up with some other categories. But yeah, I think I feel good about this. Let me know what you guys think. If you're finding deals on boxes like on Facebook, things like that, I think now's a decent time. And I think these are going to be able to weather a potential like downturn in the market, which again, I think we're going to see at some point to some capacity for a lot of sets in general. I don't know when that will be, but one day it will happen. Cyclical hobby, right? So guys, thank you again so much for watching my videos. It's so weird, like, to have this type of response, and I don't take it for granted. I'm incredibly grateful. I love getting y'all's feedback. I try to respond to every comment. So let me know what you guys think about if you have some other thoughts on the sets, about my ranking, how investable some of these are, where you're looking, if you're looking at Sword and Shield at all. I love to hear it all. So enjoy your Saturdays. I'll see you tomorrow. I try to post every day. We're going to do a little Destin Rivals market review and opening. So tune in for that, and like and subscribe if you want. No pressure. Yeah, thanks again, guys. Looking forward to it. Until next time, later.